Syria, a country whose name has become synonymous with war and suffering in recent years. But there's more to this ancient land than just conflict, and one of its many treasures is its music. When you think of Syrian music, your mind might immediately go to Omar Suleiman, the king of Syrian Dabke. But did you know that Syria has a lot more to offer than just that one genre? In this video, we'll take you on a journey through the different types of Syrian music and introduce you to some of the talented artists keeping these traditions alive. So sit back, relax, and get ready to discover the sounds of Syria. Welcome to our channel, your go-to place for all things music. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest videos. Let's start with a bit of history. The musical traditions of Syria can be traced back thousands of years. The country's strategic location at the crossroads of civilizations meant that it was constantly exposed to new influences, which helped shape its unique musical identity. Over the centuries, Syria became home to a melting pot of cultures and religions, each with their own musical traditions. As these cultures mingled and interacted, they exchanged musical ideas and instruments, creating a rich tapestry of sound. In the early days, Syrian music was primarily instrumental, with musicians playing traditional instruments like the oud, the kanun, and the ney. As the country's cultural landscape evolved, so did its music. The influence of Islam led to the emergence of religious music, which played an important role in shaping Syrian musical traditions. The call to prayer from the mosque was, and still is, an integral part of daily life in Syria and has inspired countless musicians over the years. It's no surprise then that Islamic chants and prayers are often incorporated into Syrian music, giving it a deeply spiritual quality. The Ottoman Empire also left its mark on Syrian music during its reign. The empire's capital, Istanbul, was a center of musical innovation, and many Syrian musicians traveled there to learn new styles and techniques. This led to the introduction of new instruments such as the violin and the double bass, which were then incorporated into traditional Syrian music. During the French colonial period, Syrian music continued to evolve and change. Western instruments and musical styles were introduced, leading to the creation of new genres. One of the most popular forms of Syrian music today, Dabke, is a result of this fusion of traditional and Western music. So now that we've covered a bit of the history, let's explore some of the different types of Syrian music. Dabke is perhaps the most well-known form of Syrian music. This lively, danceable style is often played at weddings and other celebrations, and is characterized by its fast tempo and use of the accordion. The word Dabke itself means to beat or to stamp, referring to the traditional dance moves that accompany the music. While the exact origins of Dabke are unknown, it's believed to have roots in ancient Syrian folk music. The modern form of Dabke emerged in the mid-20th century and has since become a staple of Syrian culture. There are many subgenres of Dabke, and each region of Syria has its own unique style. Some of the most famous Dabke artists include Abu Shadi, Sabah Fakhri, and Wissam al-Jarrah. Another popular genre of Syrian music is Manaish, which is a type of religious music that's performed during Ramadan, the Muslim holiday that commemorates the Prophet Muhammad's journey to Medina. Manaish music is typically performed by a group of male singers and is characterized by its use of traditional instruments such as the oud and the kanun. The lyrics of the songs often tell stories of bravery and sacrifice, as well as the joy of celebrating Ramadan. Some of the most notable Syrian artists who perform Manish music include Riyad S. Hussein and Mohammed Abdul Karim. Syria also has a rich tradition of classical music. This highly refined style of music is often performed in concert halls and is characterized by its complex compositions and virtuosic musicianship. Classical music in Syria dates back to the Ottoman period when the country was a part of the empire's musical sphere. The Ottoman court in Istanbul was a center of classical music, and many Syrian musicians were employed there to perform. During the French colonial period, Syrian classical music continued to develop and change. Western musical influences were incorporated, leading to the creation of new compositions and styles. Today, Syrian classical music is performed by both traditional and Western instruments. Some of the most renowned Syrian classical musicians include Sabah George and Basil Samara. Now let's talk about Syrian folk music. This type of music is closely tied to the country's rural traditions and is often performed at festivals and other community events. Folk music in Syria is highly diverse and varies from region to region. The music often reflects the daily life of rural Syrians, including their work, customs, and traditions. Traditional instruments such as the accordion, the zurna, and the tabla are commonly used in folk music. One example of Syrian folk music is the song Ya Habibi, which is a love song that's popular in the northern region of Aleppo. Another well-known folk song is Enta Omri, which is a song about the joys of life. Syrian folk music is an important part of the country's cultural heritage and continues to be passed down through generations. Finally, we'd like to mention Syrian patriotic music. This type of music is often used to express national pride and unity, and is particularly popular during times of conflict or war. Patriotic music in Syria has its roots in the country's struggle for independence from the Ottoman Empire in the early 20th century. During the Syrian Civil War, patriotic music has played an important role in rallying the people and expressing their resistance against foreign powers. The songs often celebrate the bravery and sacrifice of the Syrian people and call for unity and independence. Some of the most famous patriotic songs in Syria include Syria Salmiya, which is a song about the country's independence, and Aish El Horeya, which is a song about freedom and revolution. Now that we've covered some of the different types of Syrian music, let's take a look at some of the instruments that are commonly used in Syrian music. The oud is a stringed instrument that's similar to a guitar and is probably the most iconic instrument in Arabic music. The oud is used in all types of Syrian music and is often used as an accompaniment to singing. The qanun is a plucked string instrument that's similar to a harp. The qanun is often used in Syrian classical and folk music and is known for its rich resonant sound. The ney is a wooden flute that's commonly used in Syrian folk and classical music. The ney has a haunting, ethereal sound that's often used to create a sense of longing or nostalgia. The zurna is a double-reed woodwind instrument that's used in Syrian folk music. The zurna has a loud, piercing sound that's often used to accompany dances. The tabla is a set of drums that are used in all types of Syrian music. The tabla are played with the hands and are used to provide rhythm and keep the beat. The darbuka is a goblet-shaped drum that's played with the hands and is often used in Syrian folk music. The darbuka has a deep, resonant sound that's used to create a festive atmosphere. The accordion is an interesting instrument that's used in many different types of music around the world. In Syrian music, the accordion is commonly used in Dabke and other folk styles. The accordion is played by pressing buttons or valves that control the airflow, and the sound is produced by the vibration of reeds or a synthetic sound generator. We've made it to the end of our exploration of Syrian music. We hope you enjoyed learning about the different types of music and the instruments that are used to make it. If you're interested in learning more about Syrian music, we encourage you to listen to some of the artists we've mentioned in this video and to explore the rich history of this ancient country. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on all things music. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.